Hello. During today's task and for the next several tasks, I'm going to be stepping you through how to set up some tables. So I think you're going to enjoy this because you're going to see how you can get into the system and make changes as you need to. So the first table that we're going to look at is the athletic events table. So to begin with, let me show you where the athletic events show up in the request form. The athletic events are going to display in the athletic trip type. And as you can see here, the athletic events are listed with a little checkbox beside them. The athletic events are listed in alphabetical order, but they're alphabetically going horizontally, going across the page. Now, when you get ready to set up your athletic events, you want to think about several things. First of all, what is an athletic event? Well, of course, as you would guess, it's going to be your teams, your athletic teams, the sports that you have in your district. Athletic events might also be activities. Some districts have activity trips that are different from field trips and really not athletic trips either. They're activities, they're non-curricular. In the travel tracker, we don't have a trip type called activity. So many districts will put their activity trips in with the athletic trip type, and mostly because that is non-curricular, and field trips are curricular and they require a certain flow of approval that involves curricular approval, whereas activity and athletic events don't require this curricular approval. So it depends on how you set up things in your district, but consider if you do need an activity trip to be distinguished from a field trip, this may be the way to do it, and you want to list your activities here as an athletic event. Now, another thing to consider is how you want to list the athletic or the sports. So as you can see here, the first example I have is to put the name of the sport first in the event. So baseball JV, baseball varsity. That way, if you put the sport first in the name, it's going to keep all the sports together. So you might have basketball boys varsity, basketball boys JV, basketball boys ninth grade, and then it would go basketball girls varsity, basketball girls JV, basketball girls ninth grade, whatever your teams are. Some districts want to break it down that much to the to the sport and then the level and then the boys and girls. So however you if you want to do that, that would be good. Some districts just want to list the sport, just cross country, field hockey. Some districts want to put in the name, they want to put the boy and the girl first. So if you did that, if you said like boys basketball, boys soccer, then girls soccer and girls basketball, then all of the boys sports would be listed first alphabetically, and then the girls would be listed, so they would show up that way. Other districts want to start with the level, like JV and varsity, sophomore, ninth grade, whatever it might be. And so if you do that, then you would see all the JV sports together, like in this line. And then all of the varsity would be listed. So kind of think about how you want your events to display. Whatever you do decide, just be consistent when you do create your list. One thing I want to mention with the athletic event, notice that you can check more than one, so your coaches can indicate if there's multiple teams traveling together, maybe tennis and golf are going at the same time, so they can check multiples. So let's go ahead and go into the Setup Tables tab, and let's talk about how do we set up these tables. So scroll up and choose your Setup Tables tab from the tabs across the top. And this is going to list all of the different tables that you have access to. And the athletic events is here listed on the left-hand margin. So click on the athletic events. Now, many of these tables that we're going to be working at over the next few tasks are set up the same way, and the how you create events are going to be the same in all of these tables. So one thing you'll notice is at the top we see two buttons, a create new athletic event and then a delete the selected athletic event. So those buttons we'll use to create new or to delete. Also noticed in your list of athletic events there's a little checkbox. Those check boxes are how you delete an event. So let's go ahead and look at that. If we were going to delete one of these events, maybe for example in your district you don't have field hockey. So if you need to delete this one, you're just simply going to click on the little checkbox beside the event that you're going to delete, and then simply click on the delete selected athletic event button, and that will remove that particular event from your list. Now, maybe you don't want to delete one. Maybe you have it at your district, but you need to just add to it. You want to edit it. In order to edit one of the events, you will actually click on the actual event. So maybe cross country, we're going to change it. So we're going to click on the word cross country. It's going to open up the table. You're going to click the edit button and then add to it. So maybe we're going to distinguish this as maybe varsity cross country, and then maybe we'll set up a JV cross country. So we're going to click the submit button, and that will make the change here to that event. And then let's create a new one for JV. So I'm going to go into my create new athletic event button. I'll click on that and it'll open up the table, and then we will add in the new event, and we'll call this one cross country JV, and we will submit it, and then it will add that one to our list. And so you, of course, as you can see when you go into your athletic events, we do have some set up for you already, and you're welcome to use those. You can add to them, you can remove them, or you can add some new ones using your create new athletic event button, using the delete button, or just editing the ones that are there. Now you can view all of your events in the list. You do see there's actually 3 pages of events, so you could click on these and move through the pages. If you scroll to the bottom of the list, you'll see how many items to show, and so you could click the all items, and that would just list all of your athletic events for you to view. So that can be helpful. So for your task today, go ahead and think about your athletic events, what you need to maybe add to your current events that are in the travel tracker for you, if you need to make any changes to those. A good resource for finding athletic events would be your district athletic director. They can probably provide you with a list of the different sports that you have in your district, what the coaches are going to be looking for, how much they want to break down the different groups to be able to indicate that's the group that's traveling. So find out what your athletic events are. Go into your travel tracker. Remember, you're going to be at your setup tables tab and your athletic events, and then you can start working with those athletic events. Once you have completed this task, adding all your athletic events into your travel tracker, go ahead and mark this task done, and have fun adding your athletic events. Thank you.